Hello everyone, welcome back to the Palladian Academy. I, Palladian PD, am your host, and today I've got a tutorial video for you. This is going to show you how to construct my Blaze Farm design. This is a design that I have worked extensively on. I very much like Blaze Farms. They're my favorite type of mob farm, with maybe the exception of a witch farm. But they're definitely my favorite XP farm, even still more than the Enderman farm. So I've done a lot of research into how these are best constructed, and I have a few things that I want to talk to you about. First of all, if you go on YouTube and you just search Blaze Farm, you're going to find Craft Pixel or Ethos Tutorial, both of which use pistons to push the blaze down. I prefer not to use pistons for reasons that I will make clear to you as I am taking out this superfluous material. Blaze can glitch into the piston heads if you just have regular pistons, and they can also glitch into the blocks if you have sticky pistons. So either you have them glitch into transparent blocks where they will stay until they despawn, or you have them glitch into solid blocks, which means that they will die from suffocation. Now I prefer that second option myself because we don't want them staying around and blocking the mob spawns. So we need to get them away from the spawner. That's the key to a blaze farm, getting them away from the spawner. And the way that most people have chosen to do that is to make a sort of ice cream cone design that pushes them down using pistons. I am not going to do that. I am going to make them fall down themselves in the most efficient way possible. So I'm going to clear away the rest of this material here, and then we will get started. Alright, I think I've cleared enough material from this now. Let's start building it. So to make my blaze farm I am going to use ice because I think that is very ironic. Trapping a mob that is basically made of fire with ice is kind of ironic. I had to destroy that nether quartz, sorry guys. So obviously I didn't leave enough room for my roof. Okay, little factoid about mob spawners. The mob's feet will spawn in one of three locations. That block there, or this block here. So the lowest level that the mobs can spawn on is this level right here. They can also spawn here and here. So in order to leave room for their heads, we need to have 2 blocks above the spawner for 2 high mobs, but if it's something like cave spiders, you only need 1 high space. I'm going to leave that there for a moment because we're going to use that in a second. So let me just delineate the roof here. It's going to be our roof right here. I'm not going to build the whole roof because that's tedious on camera, but I'm just going to show you where it is. Okay, so we want obviously to have some blocks on top of the spawner so we don't get blaze spawning just above the spawner and hanging around, right? We want to keep the spawn rates up to maximum, and that's not going to help that at all. So, assuming that we don't use pistons to get them down there where we want to kill them, how are we going to get the blaze to fall down and concentrate? Well, the first thing we're going to do is use gravity. So we know that for mob spawners, if there are any mobs within these 4 blocks that will block one of the spawn spaces of this spawner the next time it tries to spawn mobs. So if one of the blaze is jumping up and down around here, it'll reduce the number that is spawned in the next spawning cycle by 1. Also, sideways, this goes for 8. So it's, what's that, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we want to keep them somewhere outside this range. Clearly it's easier to get them down than out, so we're not going to worry about this. Although there are some situations where with other types of farms you might want to worry about that. So what we need to do is we need to make sure that none of the blaze are within 4 blocks of the spawner, which means that they actually need to be standing on a block 6 blocks down. In other words, the highest block that they can be standing on is this block right here. Let me just show you that very clearly with these blocks like so. Gold and purple, very nice. Okay, so we are standing now where the blaze might stand, and if we're jumping, then we're jumping into the range of the spawner where it's checking if there are any blaze already. But if we're just standing here, then we're not. So this level is where we want the blaze to come down to first. So we don't want any standing surfaces above this level right here. So what we do is we take this level here. We count down 6 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's our floor. So we can allow the blaze to stand on this block right here. I'm going to get rid of those just for the time being. Now we need to find out how big to make our mob spawner. I never like to waste material, so we could make this 9 by 9, but I'm going to make it 8 by 8. We need to find out in which direction do both x and z decrease. So we're looking for x to decrease and z to decrease, and as it turns out, I've picked perfectly, this is the right direction. So what I like to do is I just put 4 like that as a guide, and then I know all I need to do is go out 1, 2, 3 here. Very bad block placement. That's where my wall has to be. I need to go out 1, 2, 3 here. So clearly I need to get rid of this wall. Alright. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we go the same way this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's my wall. And 1, 2, 3, 4. There's my wall. Okay, so I've delineated the walls. I've delineated the roof. Ooh, scary. I can get rid of those, get rid of that. Now, these walls, where are they coming down to? We're going to take them down to the level on which the blaze are going to stand here. So, we're going to have a little lip, so they will only be able to fall down to this point here, and then we're going to make them go down a little bit further here, and so on, right? I think you can see where this is going. So we need to repeat this on all 4 sides. I'm going to do that, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I was going to say that the hardest part of building this farm is deciding which material to build it out of and be all snarky, but I actually managed to screw up 3 out of the 4 walls in terms of their dimensions. So I do have them right now. It has to be 3 blocks away from this thing when it's 4 blocks wide, obviously, because 3 plus 3 is 6 plus 2 is 8, so 8 by 8. So we've got 3 this way, we've got 3 this way, we've got 3 this way, and we've got 3 this way. So now it's all good. Okay, what do we do next? We go down one level. Now, one of the key parts of this design is that we don't want the blaze to be able to jump up, but we do want them to have the tendency to walk down. So that means that we need a 2 high gap here. No, it means we need a 1.5 high gap. 1.5 is plenty. So I just put some half slabs, or you could use fences, you know, be creative. And then we go down another one. And then we go across another one. Now obviously if you build yours out of ice, you're going to have to protect it from ghast fire by putting down some iron bars or enclosing the whole thing in stone bricks or something, but you can do it. Of course, it might be possible that you could just be behind things all the time and not visible and ghast will never shoot it, but if you're on a server then you can never count on that. Anyways, we need to go down another 1.5 levels, so we place some more blocks. Frame rate seems a bit low, but it isn't. Okay, that is the last step. I like to have the gap directly beneath the spawner for reasons that will become obvious very soon. Okay, so now we have a very crikey. What was that? Whoa, I'm gonna relog, guys, 1 sec. Okay, I just had to stop the recording and restart it apparently. Anyway, so let's build the rest of this blaze farm. I had a design with pistons, and in order to make the design really reliable, it became really too complicated. So in the end I gave up on that. I'm going to crush them with snow, because that is ironic. So just to make it clear, this block here is going to be just above head height for the blaze. They're going to stand on this block here, so they'll be locked in by this block so they can't jump up, and then this block will crush them, which means we need some sticky pistons, and we also need some of these other materials. Yes. Anything else? Yeah, we need one of these. And some ice, we don't need gold. Okay, and I'll just put some snow blocks to make it easy to place the pistons. Beautiful. Kind of want that there for reasons that will become obvious. I haven't actually thought this part through 100%. I normally have the pistons on different axes, so they're not both one on top of the other. But I really want to make this work. Let's see if we can make this work. Anyway, very simple of course. Let's have them stand on that block there. We are going to stand lower than that. Now you can tell that we're getting quite far away from the spawner, but don't worry. I'll address that momentarily. So we want to stand on this block right here. Let's have another ice block. Yeah, let's do a 2 wide platform all the way around. Reason is I found that in 1.5 the blaze rods tend to fly everywhere. So you want to have a contingency. Let's keep them in place. And let's make sure they don't shoot us. So from here I can safely hit the blaze, and even if I'm standing right here, they can't hit me. Alright, now we do the redstone. Obviously this is the crusher, so let's deal with that first. Need a bit of a platform, and I'm going to show you a very cool clock that works brilliantly for this type of application. I need a button. Repeater, redstone, one of these guys, 3 of them in a row like that, block. The button pulse has to go into that block. So let's see, I can make this my wall. And if I do, the button may be placed, excuse me. Oh, let's put it over to the side here. Let's put the button there. Okay, it's that block. So the redstone signal is going to come along here. Like so. And of course that won't work perfectly, so we should really switch this around. Oops. We didn't really need that anyway. Yes. Now it will work. So, what is this? This is my timer. It's going to time the crushing of the blaze. That seems like it's on not long enough. I know why. That's why. So you can see the signal is diminishing, and eventually it turns off. So that is good. Let's enclose the rest of this. Okay, so far so good. As you can see, it's not totally symmetrical, which is one reason why you might want to make it 9 by 9, but I'm not too bothered about that sort of thing. Okay, now we need a little staircase. Like this, and another one up. And I believe that's enough. This pressure plate is going to give the signal that keeps that piston open. So let's take it round the outside, or actually let's take it underneath. It's probably easier. Okay, now we need to bring it up further until it gets up here. So let's bring it past. It's not so easy now. Not so easy. Might have to torch tower it. Yeah, I think I will do that. Normally I don't like to use torch towers because I think that they are a bit messy and slow, but in this case I think I'll make an exception. And because I don't use them very often, I'm not very good with them. Let's see. Wow, I'm really not good at this. The blocks need to be in this line, for example. So we could have this one, and then this one. Yes, that could work. Just make sure we don't accidentally activate anything. Doesn't look like we are. That's good. That is good. Okay, so this has now powered that block. And is that what we want? Yes, it is. So let's just take that signal straight from there. Wow. Great. So when we stand on this pressure plate, the piston will push forward and trap the blaze in there. So this is the AFK pad. We stand here whenever we want the blaze to build up, and we are in range of the spawner, as I will show you right now. Spawn for me, little blaze. There we go. So now they have only one way to go, down. Obviously they will take a little bit longer to go down than if you push them with pistons, but eventually, after about a minute or so, they will reach an equilibrium where there will be roughly 20 to 30 blades in the farm at any one time up here, and then they will fall down. So we have our first blaze down there. Let's see if the crusher system is working correctly. Boing. You can hear him taking damage. Blaze needs to take damage for between 92 or between 90 and 94 ticks to be one-hit kills. And he is. So all you would need to do now is close the farm up and then you would have a fully functioning, very nice looking, very efficient, very easy and cheap Blaze farm. I don't even know if you can hear me over that. So, if you have enjoyed this tutorial, please show it to your friends, share it, like it, perhaps even subscribe if you want to see more of the same type of content. I very much enjoyed making this tutorial for you, and I hope that you'll observe some of my actions and view some of my videos in the future. For now, this is Palladium PD, and I'm signing out.